All right, I'm on hole number 2 of the 2019 Christmas tournament in the opening round of the rookie division. Trying to, what I've done is I've worked my notes. All these photos right here are brought to us by our teammate Dez. Thank you, Dez. You're the man. Right. Hole number 2. It's big par 5. So there's several ways to play this. I'm just trying to figure out which way I like the best. With my upper developed clubs, I'm going all the way up here to the top. If you're trying to get maximum forward rolling distance, power 3, power 4, power 5 ball, whatever you're using, you're going to get more distance by rolling this way, safer than trying to get up here and then at the end of your run trying to bridge this gap. So if you're shooting to the left, it's a layup. If you're shooting to the right, it's distance. I mean, you've got a better chance of getting more distance over here. The deal is that if you bring a power 4 or power 5 ball, you can start off over here and then it's just try and hit it perfect. But if you got a power 3 ball, you're probably going to have to add on some power here, and that's and then you're doing an overpower shot. And if you've got upper developed stuff, it's not a problem. But if you got lower developed stuff and you end up over here in trouble, you could get in a spot where you can't get on. So I'm just going to do a layup up here at the top. I'm going to bring a power 3 ball so that it puts me more into my range on that second shot. So if I do get into any kind of trouble, I've got at least the biggest ball that I have in my bag. I'm going to write down some numbers here. Kingfisher is basically 1.2 per ring. Kingfisher. Now we'll put it at 2.4, 2.5 per ring at minimum. Let me pull out my trusty dusty calculator. So the way I work short iron numbers is at mid club, it's 75% more accurate. So at 1.2, I can do some math here, 1.2 times 1.75 is 2.1 per ring. So it's in the 2.1, right in that neighborhood. 2.1, 2.2, 2.4 at max. And then my backbone is at 82 accurate, so that's about 1.4, 1.35, somewhere in that neighborhood. 1.4. Put a little parentheses here, 135. All right. Just wanted to get some basic numbers written down on a piece of paper, so if my brain goes blank, I can look them up. Vipa is at 1.9. And what I found in this tournament is the holes that you're using, that I'm using my wood, even though I'm at minimum club on a lot of those holes, some of these par 3s, I'm actually using a max number. So that's got a built-in wind adjustment just by using my max number. Using a Titan, the king of balls. Off we go. Okay, layup up at the top. What I need to write down here on this is 1 extra mile tight. 2. I need to start writing down some notes. I haven't gone back and watched the my videos of previous rounds, just because a lot of times if it seems like I'm actually talking, so that when I'm watching the video, I'm pretty much saying to myself, hey, on this one we're doing 3 topspin, or need to go back and look at that and see what exactly happened there because it wasn't right. And then I'll go, okay, hey, I need to go back and look at that because something wasn't right. And sometimes I go, no, that was all right. And sometimes I go, man, you're an idiot. I try not to say that very often. Okay, my opponent's got an extra mile 6, same as me, and they've got a 1 power ball. I'm a big fan, even though you may not need it on a lot of these drives on. When you're on a par 5 in a tournament and everything goes your way, then you can probably bring a 1 power ball. But when things don't go your way, like my opponent ending up in the rough out here, that did not go their way. I can guarantee you they're going to wish they had a power 3 ball for this next shot. Now, it looks like they can pretty easily get up there, but it's going to depend on what kind of rough iron they have in their bag. Now, here's the thing is I'm reluctant sometimes to leave wind in, so I'm going to leave the wind in and I'm going to write that down. I got 2.5 wind because if I get a bigger wind, I want to see where this ball's landing. So it's going to come forward right there. So that's going to give me 2 rings of separation. So I'm just going to try and hit it straight forward. Try and hit it perfect. No overpower. Hit it 1 ring great to the right. Slow down. So if the wind was higher, right there, if the wind was higher than 2.5 and I left the wind in, and let's say in the weekend round we get a 4.5 or a 5.0 wind, then bam, I'm in the rough. So I'm usually reluctant to leave wind in just because it's a variable that I can't account for. I know that 2.5 is okay, but what's 3.0 going to do? So I usually take the wind out. So I'm going to make a note here to take the wind out because I really don't need that I really don't need to get all the way to the end. Extra mile tighten. Max. Top spin. Take wind out. And you see my opponent there was in the brown stuff. And I can tell you when you're in that, you wish you had the biggest ball that you had in your bag. Okay, there's minimum club. There's max. I'm right at max club. That is as close as I can get to my ring set, so I know I'm downhill. Hey, get over here. And get where I can see my ball guide. I go right to the max club. Go right at it. So I know I'm downhill. I'm going to add on 20%, so that's going to put me at 5. And I have no idea. I'm running out of time. Hit it 1 ring great to the left. Got lost in translation there. So it's 1.4 per ring, and if I did a 5 pull, that would have been 3, would have been 4.2. So it'd have been about 3.5 rings. And I think I only moved it like 2.5. And I hit it great to the left, so I didn't take out enough wind, so it was going to already push me to the left, and then I hit a great to the left. That's why it was so far off to the left. That's the problem for me when I'm playing with clubs that I don't play with all the time, is doing the multiple ring math. So if you're using one of the apps tells you how many rings to pull. Chip in the wind. Let's put on all that top spin. Let's get right on it. Hit that flagpole. Hitting it perfect. Hit the pole. In the cup. Eagle. All right, starting the first 2 off with Eagle, Eagle. The first 3 holes in this tournament, you have some serious shots. This hole, you do have a great shot at getting an Albie if you don't screw it up like I did. And there is a serious hole-in-one shot on hole number 3. So you can pick some up in these first 3 holes. I like to try and break these tournaments up. I like to break it up in the 3-hole sets because typically there'll be 3 holes. There'll be a par 3, par 4, par 5. And then the next 3 holes, you'll have a par 3, par 4, par 5 in some order. And so I try and break it up like in this tournament on my notes, I've got it set up so that the first 3 holes are key. You need to come out of the first 3 holes having picked up at least 1. I mean, because you got some serious chances to pick up 1. And so if you can come out of the first 3 and have picked up more than 1, then that is awesome. All right, that was hole number 2 of the 2019 Christmas tournament and the opening round of the rookie division. Thanks for watching.